This week on an all-new episode of Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants, join host Ryan Wolf, Pokemaster Troy Osborne, and Colin freaking Giffey for rants such as...
On aboard the choo-choo train.
Check a look.
Welcome, everybody, to Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savant. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Ryan Wolf. We are live from Savant Studios, and it's 7 p.m., just like we promised every Tuesday.
Central Time.
Pacific Time? We don't know what the fuck.
Mountain Time.
Damn it.
It's Mountain Time.
Yeah, we wanted to be live at 7, and we didn't make it happen.
We're going to do better.
But, I wouldn't promise anything. We
I
can't.
wouldn't promise for next week, but hopefully at some point.
Maybe at some point we go live at 7. If Colin would have been here at 7, we might have made that happen.
7:04.
Yeah.
Technical issues is what caused it, right? Even said, take your time.
Take your time.
Probably could have got here right.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Joining me today, I have
Pokemaster Troy Osborne here.
Pokemaster Troy Osborne joins us. Thank you for being here, Troy.
Extra Pokemon-y today.
You are.
Freaking Colin Giffey.
Colin freaking Giffey joins us.
Back on the pod. Live.
We are just a trio today.
Trio.
Yeah. We're gonna fly
Like an eagle into the future.
fly like an eagle. We're gonna do a V wing for
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah, let's do that. So, Colin,
Yep.
you played Valheim.
I played Valheim.
Let me hear about that.
Oh my gosh. It's actually pretty wonderful. So
Okay.
let me just start off by saying that. Well,
Wonderful.
My first impressions, I kind of went in blind because I've never, I didn't really watch anything on the game or anything like
Right.
that. So I decided to stream my first playthrough. But before I get into it, for those of you who don't know what Valheim is, it's a pretty popular game that just came out recently.
Okay.
It's a survival.
Taking the Steam by storm.
Taking the world by
Taking the
storm.
Steam by
It's only
storm,
on
he says.
PC, but it's definitely a potential game of the year already.
What?
But I would say so, dude.
Yeah.
It's a huge
For
game.
real?
Yeah.
Now, Rachel,
And,
Rachel was telling me, are you saying huge as in the map is huge, or are you telling
No.
me huge as in
As in the
people
game.
like it?
People like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody that has played
Both.
it,
From what I've heard, both.
yeah, it's a huge. Well, I think it's infinite inside. Anyways, back to what it's about. It's a survival, just basically a survival game. It's kind of like Minecraft. You have to do a lot of crafting. I would kind of compare it to Ark as well.
Okay.
But you're supposed to be like Nordic or not Nordic. Is that the right
Yeah.
term? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nordic, you're a Viking. Like they talk about Odin in it, but it doesn't really feel like a Viking game though.
Okay.
Like there's not really any aspects of it that really make me feel like a Viking. It's just a survival game.
You're not raiding or pillaging
No,
or
exactly.
any of that shit?
I think you can raid other people's servers online. Like it's something you can do.
Okay.
If somebody has their server open and you can get in it, if it's open, then you can go in and try to take people's stuff, and people
Okay.
can fight that way.
Right.
But that's really the only
Griefers.
thing that it would be.
Damn
It'd be like
griefers.
Rust. But so my first impressions of it were, when you first start, you're flying in on this bird, and right then I was just like, oh my gosh, this looks so cool.
Right.
Like I created my guy, and you can make your person look pretty wild. Not like Dark Souls wild. Yeah, I know you've seen the character customization in Dark Souls. It's horrid. It's horrid. You can make your dude look like Satan if you wanted to. Yeah, it's so weird.
Are we talking about the remake or the remaster?
No, I'm talking about the original.
The original.
The remaster, I'm pretty sure is pretty bad too.
Okay.
Not Demon Souls, Dark Souls. Yeah.
The original.
The
okay.
original
Got-
Dark
gotcha.
Souls. Yep.
Yes, yep.
But yeah, so you fly in on the bird, and the game's only like a gigabyte game. It's not even that big of a game, and it just looks so gorgeous. Like
Does
I
it?
know. Okay, So it's gorgeous
Rachel
in the
warned
way
him about this, just so you know.
It's gorgeous.
No,
prepared him.
she did not say
prepared him.
anything.
She did.
God
It's
damn.
gorgeous kind of in the way that Minecraft is. I mean, Minecraft is a more gorgeous game. It's had its kinks worked out. It's definitely more than a gig now. They have ray tracing.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I think part of it is because it's randomly generated maps and it's infinite, a lot like Minecraft. So it's gotta have it's gotta cut back on some of the graphics for some people.
Okay.
I think they wanted to make it so more people could play this game and you wouldn't have to worry about anything bugging out or lag or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't need to buy a gaming PC to play
Yeah,
Valheim.
correct. Even though it is a PC game.
Yeah.
But
That'd be cool if this came to like consoles.
Yeah.
I think it has the potential to be.
If it
Closer to the mic.
if it blows up like Minecraft did, I mean, it'll happen
That's true.
for sure, and it's heading that direction.
Yeah, I mean, they've already sold, the last tally I saw was 3 million copies.
Wow.
Fucking 5 people made this game.
That's crazy.
Like, that's crazy.
It's wild. But they did a great job. Like, there wasn't really, when I first started off, it was kind of rough. Like, I liked it when I first came in, but like, I didn't really know what to do. The game doesn't really hold your hand that much. I mean, yeah, there's this bird that comes down and like kind of guides you on what to do. But like, I walked up to a tree and started punching it, and I dididn't know if I was doing damage to it or if I was doing anything. I was like, I don't know if I should continue punching this tree. Like, I don't know if this is like Minecraft.
And then it fell over.
In that aspect. No, I just stopped punching it. So I was like going around collecting already fallen wood. Like you could find like basically like sticks and stuff and pick them up. So I was just doing that. I didn't think I had enough to cut a tree down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, go punch trees. Okay. So there's a guy, shout out to Risky Trisket. He popped in my chat and was like, hey, this is what you need to do. Like, he wasn't telling me like exactly what I needed to do, but he was just kind of pointing me in the right direction.
I was watching some of your stream and like, yeah, I thought he was being super helpful. He wasn't being like, you're playing the fucking game wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I didn't know what I was doing.
And I wanted to figure it out too, and I did not have a chance to play it on Saturday, so it's like next best thing, I'm watching Colin play it.
But yeah, definitely a fun game. But like I said, it was a rough start at first because I didn't really know what I was doing.
So you
but
start
Risky
off
really
with
helped me out.
nothing,
So you
basically
start
like
off,
art.
Yeah, you start off with nothing and you land on this like monument thing. So like there's like basically it almost looks like an altar table like in the middle, and there's like pillars. It kind of looks like Stonehenge.
Okay.
And each one of them has different writings on it, and their pictures of different different beasts.
Okay.
They're, like, so the first one is like your first boss, and it talks about it. I can't remember his name. And some Greek. It's not like a Greek god name, but it's kind of hard to pronounce.
Okay.
From just reading it.
Like,
but it's
is
basically
it Thor?
It's basically a deer with Thor powers.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's pronounced
a giant deer with Thor powers is the first boss. But it basically tells
Wait,
you
the
what
first
you need.
boss? You got to beat a
First
boss?
Yeah. So there's like different beasts, and you defeat, kind of a spoiler, but not, because you defeat the boss pretty quickly within the first boss pretty quickly going through the game, and you get powers from it. So I actually there's like one power that you like. So the first power you get is like, because you have like a duration, like a stamina bar for when you're running and jumping and stuff.
Okay.
When you activate the power, you get to run longer, and it like comes back faster. So if you need to run a lot, like across the land, you don't have to wait for your stamina to recharge.
Okay.
You can just keep going, basically.
All
You
right.
get places a lot faster.
So is this like,
And if you're using a bow, you got to use stamina. Like, it's pretty.
I'm kind of picturing this in my head as like Highlander. Like you defeat the boss and you gain its power, and then
Well, like Skyrim. I mean, you take the soul of the dragon, and then you have
yeah,
to
but
shout.
the shouts are stupid.
I mean, longer running is way more dumb than, oh yeah, I can blast somebody 50 feet across the map. Like, 50 feet isn't that far.
Across the map 50 feet.
If you're yelling at somebody, I think it is.
I yelled
Hey!
at you and he ran 50, launched 50 feet. That's pretty far for a yell.
Instead of like Fusro dies, just like, you! He just flies. Gosh.
Okay, so you gain some powers. So you don't necessarily gain its powers. You just gain a power.
A power.
So-
yeah, I didn't, like, he has electric power, so I was like, ooh, electricity? No,
Yeah.
you don't get the electricity at all.
You get electric, stamina,
Force shock 'em.
same
Yeah, you
thing.
just get Mjolnir, just
Yeah.
shows up. Nice.
So, like, what does this game become if you beat all these bosses and you gain these powers?
You don't necessarily have to
do you get to the point where you fly?
It's like Minecraft's almost. Like you beat the Ender Dragon, then there's not really a whole lot to do.
Okay.
I mean, they added it, so yeah, you do get to fly if you beat the Ender Dragon now. But because there's nothing else they could offer.
Right.
So yeah, you have. There's
Is
really
that specifically in Minecraft that you're talking about, or in Valheim?
in Minecraft.
Okay.
So in Minecraft, you have to beat the end in order to fly. But in this game, I don't know if
I didn't know that was even.
I haven't gotten that far to know like what actually is all in the game.
I gotcha.
But just all of that I've experienced so far. So like the first objective is you have to build a house.
Okay.
And in order to do that, you have to build a workbench. And then to use the workbench, you have to, which is to like build other stuff. It's so weird. You can only build certain structures when the workbench is out in the open. But if it has a roof over it, you get to build more stuff. So in order for me to repair my items and stuff like that I had to have a roof over my workbench. So that's I have my house, and then I had to put my bed next to a fire. You gotta figure out how to build a fire. So it kind of tells you what to do, like what you need, like your crafting tools and what you need to make stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really give it out as good as Minecraft does.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking about because I played Minecraft forever.
Right.
So maybe I'm just like when I first started out Minecraft, I didn't know anything. I had to look it up.
Yeah, it didn't.
So it didn't
you at all.
Yeah, it didn't
but
hold your
we
hand.
started when Minecraft first started.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like Valheim is
Yeah,
now.
we did that. You are correct.
Yeah.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
I know I started in Flash, like Flash Minecraft.
Right.
Flash Minecraft. What?
Yeah.
Flashcraft, I think is
Flashcraft,
what it was
yeah.
called.
No,
That's a different game back
Yeah, it's a
then. You had
different game.
trench coat. You ran around London.
Pixelated trench coat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you start off by getting wood, you build the house, and then you have to go and find this place called the Dark Forest, which you'll find like different burial grounds and stuff like that, and you'll find stuff that helps you defeat bosses. So like in order to make like a forge, you have to go there and get these orbs that are only in these burial grounds. So you stumble across these burial grounds that are usually guarded by like, they're almost like zombies, but they're not. I don't really know what to call them. They're basically undead, and they'll come out and attack you. They're beasts.
Right.
And they're just always out there in the Dark Forest. But the Dark Forest is the only place you can get bronze and tin.
Okay.
So you have to go there, get bronze and tin. You also have to go in the burial grounds and fight off a couple waves of skeletons. Like it's kind of like an underground maze. And then you get items from them, and then you have to go and craft your tools with whatever items you get. So I've kind of just gotten to that point where I think I have to make a forge so I can actually start making bronze.
Okay.
Mike has already gotten to that point, but I'm like I stopped.
So you've been playing it with your brother.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay.
So I originally was playing on my world, and worlds kind of work the same way as Minecraft. Like you create a world, and then you title it, and then you have a seed that you want to put in if you want like certain biomes. And I just kind of randomly generated. Like I don't know what seeds to put in.
Right.
You can just
I always
random
put some
stuff.
fun name word in there for Minecraft. It's like Farfanugan and see what you get. Just random words or Emmett's birthday, and then you see what you get.
Yeah, sometimes it works.
So you're having a lot of fun with it. Have you played with your brother yet? Or
Yeah.
have you
So
been- okay.
So So I was playing in my own world, and then Mike got on. And was like, "Hey, you want to play some Valheim?" And I was like, "Sure." So I went to his world, and he was already progressed kind of far, and I felt bad because I was like, I'm not like really caught up or anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, we can go to your world and defeat the first boss together." So we did that, and it sucked because the world I had, the first boss spawned super far, so it's randomly generated. He spawned super far, so we had to like sail across the ocean to get to this boss, and it took forever. So then we defeated him, and we had to sail all the way back, and we got caught in a storm with rough waves. He almost died.
Yeah.
Like it was so dumb. And then I went to Michael's world, and literally the first boss was right next to the spawn at his house. I was like, literally, you got it handed to you.
Right,
But
right.
Mine was so far away, and the second boss is even further away.
Boy, is that the story of your life, though? The fucking oldest gets handed everything.
I know, right?
And you can just get
Jeez.
shit on.
Actually, that's not.
I think it's the other way
The
around.
opposite, yeah. When my brother was like 10,
I guess it was different in my family.
when he was like 10 to like I don't know exactly what age, but he wasn't allowed to like ride his bike down the street.
Yeah.
And then I became that age, and I was riding like across cities. Like, went over,
I'm going
like,
to Chicago, Mom.
3 towns over at least. Like, But yeah, so we defeated the first boss on my world, had to go tread water and everything like that. And then Phil got the game and was like, hey, like Phil Gifford got the game. And
So now this is a Giphy Bros game.
a Giphy Bros game.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he was like, hey guys, we should start a world for when we stream. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll start it. I put the seed as Filthy Phil or just Filthy.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it was actually really good. The first boss was right next to us, basically.
Nice.
So it was a great spawn, but now we just again got to the point where we're starting to mine. So there's not a whole lot going on. It's really kind of just getting used to the crafting. The hunting is really awesome. So hunting is a big thing that you have to do because you obviously need to have a lot of food. So you have to have 3 different food items on you. So you can have 2 different kinds of meat or meat with 2 different kinds of fruit or swap those out for a vegetable. Like you always have to have 3 separate food items on you.
Okay.
So the biggest thing that spawn are boar. So boar is probably going to be your main source of food, and that's where you get your meat from. And then there's these things called necks, and they're like giant lizards basically, and they're close to water, and you got to kill them, and you basically get neck. It's called neck tail.
Okay.
And you get to cook that. And then there's raspberries that look amazing, like surprise. I mean, they look 100% like strawberry. Like they say raspberry, but when I look at the picture, that's a fucking strawberry for sure. Like when you walk up to them, like those are either giant ass raspberries or they're strawberries. Like there's like no questions. And then there's like mushrooms and stuff like that. And then you can get golden mushrooms. But yeah, you have any of those items on you, but they have to be a variety. You have to, like I said, you have to have 3 of those things. I'm not necessarily sure.
Okay.
But it has to do with your health. So if you only eat 1 meat item, your health can only go up to 50. So even if you start at 100, so you can start at 100 and only be eating 1 thing, but if you take damage,
eat boar meat again, you're not going to gain any more health.
no, you eat it 1 time. You can't eat it again. Only way you can fill up to 100% health is by filling up those 2 other slots.
Okay, so if you had like boar, deer, and turkey,
You actually can't eat deer in this, which is really weird.
I saw
Yes.
you kill a deer.
I kill a
You
deer
threw a
for the
spear
deer
at
hide. Deer hide.
it was badass.
And then you get antler heads, and that's what you use to summon the first boss. So yeah, it's pretty dumb that you don't get meat from deer. I mean, in real life,
there's deer
that's-
meat in my
Like
freezer.
I would,
I don't know if
I
I
eat deer meat more than I eat boar meat. Like,
I don't
Yeah, I've
know
never
that I
had
can
boar.
get behind this game anymore.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
kinda
never
weird.
mind.
no
Never mind.
venison?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for Valheim.
Let's just cancel the game. I mean, they do that now. Unreleased games.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're Amazon. So maybe
Amazon.
Amazon will pick this up and unrelease it.
Oh my god.
Let me buy that and then say no.
So for hunting, it requires obviously different weapons. So there's many different weapon choices, but you start off.
Do you have to have different weapons?
You
or
don't have to
Okay.
in order to
So
have
it's
100%.
not like the
health.
meat thing.
Not like the meat thing. No.
So the meat, you have to have 3 different meats. Do you have to have 3 different fruits? Or is the fruit
no.
just a
Either
fruit?
you can either do 3 different.
You
I've
said there are
only
3
ran
different
into
items, right?
I've only ran into 2 meats, which is the neck and the boar. For now, I think there might be other meat, but I'm just not sure.
Right.
Maybe I haven't.
You haven't seen the alpaca farm that's up north yet?
Exactly. So
Get yourself
I
a
usually get that. I
blanket.
usually eat neck tail and boar meat, and then the raspberries. I keep
Neck
I'm gonna call them
tail?
strawberry.
Is
That's
that
what
what
it's
you said?
called. It's called neck tail.
Okay.
It's really
What the
weird.
fuck is that?
It's like I said, it's a giant lizard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, you'd rather eat giant lizard than deer.
I would.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
But so that's usually what I carried was those 2 meats. Or if not, I would just have blueberries and strawberries and then the boar meat. Because I didn't really kill that many necks one day. I don't think they're called necks. It's so weird. Yeah, I didn't kill that many of them one day.
So,
So I
I didn't
had
kill
to.
the lizards.
So a lot of this sounds like it's just the joy of discovery.
Yeah, a lot of it's exploring. There's a bunch of different creatures that you run into.
Like, is
so
it-
like there's giant trolls, there's skeletons, there's different bosses you got to fight.
But how structured are we talking? Like when you're in the main game, is it like, do you get some sort of quest that's like, hey, build a fucking house. Hey, go kill some deer.
No, but you do realize that like the bird that flew you in can guide you in the right direction. Like if you're not doing something, or it'll suggest like, oh, if you pick up a material that you haven't had before, he'll be like, oh, this is what you can do with this material.
So he's Navi
it'll kinda give
from
you-
Ocarina of Time.
Kind of, but not as annoying.
Hey, this listen.
Yeah, hey, listen. No, like he's like kind of off in the distance, but he has like an exclamation point above his head.
Okay.
So you can go to him and ask
Like,
tips.
hey,
Like, he doesn't
I
just
have something to
make
tell
you
you.
talk to him. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That makes sense.
Hey,
He'll just randomly come,
listen.
Hey,
but you'll be able to see him.
And
so
then if you don't listen, hey,
hey,
listen.
listen.
hey, listen. Hey, listen.
Well, that's good. And you said you've been playing it with both of your brothers.
I thought about getting it.
And Risky Triska, he hopped in our lobby too, and he already had like bronze armor and stuff. Of course.
I want to talk about the visuals a little bit that you gave me shit for.
Hey, can I?
Yes, go ahead, Troy.
So how I explained this game, which I think it was Phil, your brother, that was playing it, and I was like, "So this game, is this what this is?" And he was like, "Yeah, pretty much. PS2, Minecraft, Vikings."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ark Survival.
And by PS2, you mean PS2 because it looks like fucking dog shit.
No, it
Is
just looks
that
like
correct?
PS2 graphics.
Dog shit.
No.
San Andreas look great. What are you talking about?
I mean, parts of it looked good. When you fly off that mountain, it's all right.
Yeah.
So the visuals, it's like pixelated, but everything's drawn in 3D.
Yeah.
So your character's rendered
It's
in
an
3D.
interesting art
like,
style.
It's not as like I don't dislike it as much as I actually dislike Minecraft because I don't like the way Minecraft looks at all. But it wasn't until Rachel was foraging in the woods when I was watching her play, and the sun came up, and like all of the things, since they're actually rendered in 3D, but they're just textured, like it's a very specific look that they were going for. I don't want to say it looks bad. I just don't like it that much. Like
that's personal.
I think that a lot of people could find a lot to like about the way that Valheim looks, but it's just not really for me. Because it's a little muddy,
Yeah.
I would say, except for when the light started coming through the forest at sunrise. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's really fucking
and
good.
the storms, I think the storms look really good too.
Okay. I did not see a storm.
It gets
I just
really windy and the wind
That's
picks
what-
up
that's
like
what
crazy.
the
And
half of the 1 gig is storms.
Storms, yeah.
Storms,
And the sun
sunlight, and then
rendering
you
the
guys said
storms.
something about the sky.
Yeah.
Maybe you're.
Yeah. Rachel was like, just look at the skybox. And I go, what the fuck is a skybox?
Yeah, she said that in my chat to show you, and I didn't.
She
even
goes,
know
I'm
what
going
it
to tell
was.
Colin to look at the skybox. I'm like, okay, he's not going to know what the fuck that is.
And I didn't. I was like, you mean the thing in the sky? Like,
Right. The actual
it just
sky,
looks like
is
a
that what you
giant
want me
tree
to look
branch.
like?
I don't see a box.
Look at the skybox. Like, okay. Yeah, and I've never heard it called that before.
Your wife
Gave me
is more
some Halo
gamer
Combat
than
Evolved
us.
nostalgia.
What's that,
I
Troy?
said your wife is more gamer than us.
Yeah.
I mean, I play a lot of games and I am pretty familiar with the vernacular, but she said skybox, and I'm like, okay,
I don't know what a
sure.
skybox
I don't know what the
is.
skybox is.
I don't.
Isn't that the thing you sit in that's like the nosebleed seats?
Yeah, the cheap seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in the skybox plenty of times.
I've been in the icebox.
Anything more to say about Valheim?
No, other than the fact that I'm liking it and I'm excited to play a little bit more of it and discover some new stuff. I'm excited to beat the second boss. It's definitely a challenging game. I suggest playing with a squad if you don't have one.
Right.
Find somebody to have a squad. Play by yourself until you get used to it, until you defeat the first boss, and then try to find a group to play with.
Okay.
That'd probably be the best
When
way
do you
of going
stream
about
it next, Colin?
I'll probably be streaming it tomorrow during the day at some point.
Now, I think that Rachel was saying that they don't have official servers yet.
Yeah, so
Like,
I can't.
wow.
If I'm offline,
Such a small team that they don't they haven't rented server space for this.
What the hell, guys?
And I wish
mean,
you-
one
Yeah,
of the
get your
5 of you
fucking shit
couldn't get this
together.
together.
I wish
Pay
they would-
for 3 million servers? What the fuck?
I wish they'd do something like Realms, like Minecraft.
Sure,
Realms,
yeah.
Where like if I'm offline, people can join my world. But
Yeah,
I
but
have to
that
be
was post
online.
Microsoft. I mean,
Yeah.
the way that the Valheim team has started is very similar to the way that Mojang started when they
Yeah.
launched Minecraft. Like,
Yeah.
they just were never expecting it to take off in the way that it did.
They were like, "This is fun. Let's just keep going
Yeah,
with this."
yeah. So who
wow,
knows?
people
Maybe
like this.
maybe that team will get bought by Microsoft, and we'll have a
Now, if anybody, because Microsoft bought Minecraft, PlayStation will buy this.
Yeah, Sony would buy it.
I don't know
can see
about that.
You don't think so?
I mean, they did talk about studio acquisitions recently and said that they would do it if it came up. But they'd
boy.
probably
I
have to
would be
port the
sad.
game to Sony first. Like,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
so if Sony buys, let's just
Keep it on
complete
PC.
100%
Either Xbox
speculation.
gets it too.
Well, that's what I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
want it
like,
at all.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, this is complete speculation. There's absolutely no evidence for
No.
this. But if Sony buys Valheim, let's say, or even Amazon, let's say Amazon buys Valheim,
no. Please don't do that.
does Valheim go exclusive to Sony or exclusive to Amazon's fucking stupid ass streaming service? What do you think?
If it goes to anybody besides Microsoft, it's going to be an exclusive thing.
Okay.
Like
All right.
Really?
anybody besides Microsoft, or they they're making money now. So if they make enough money to self-publish or whatever you call it, I doubt that, but it could happen. People self-publish it to
Well, the devs have already self-published it to Steam, and you
But I
can
mean, like-
self-publish it to
Yeah.
Xbox and Sony stores as well.
yeah. At this
Yeah.
point, if I was them, do it.
Right. Right.
Do it.
Do
Why
it.
not? Like, you're gonna make so much money. Everybody's talking about your game right now.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to do it, do it. Please. I don't want to buy it on a PlayStation or a PC. I want to buy it on my Xbox.
I mean, that's true. I probably would not play it on PC.
Valheim will probably run on Switch.
Ooh,
Hey, there you
it
go.
would.
Probably would.
All right.
I know, honestly, it probably would.
And the combat didn't look like it was like,
Oh no!
anything-
Usually it's like you just kind of swing, like you just press right
Like this?
stick or left
This
stick.
right here?
Just keep clicking.
I've seen that motion before.
Sometimes you gotta hold like middle mouse button is for my spear. So if I'm when I'm spearing animals, but you have to aim super high. So that's kind of cool. Like it's not just
Well, you've got an
There's
arc
been-
to
you
your
got a-
spear.
you
It
got an arc
looked
to your
like
spear
it's
and
not like
bows,
it's
too.
straight on.
your bows have arcs too. And
So-
I think the arrows travel pretty slow compared in comparison to real life. But
So-
it'd just be me.
I didn't know that the world itself was randomly generated. I was under the assumption that you just spawned randomly in different
No,
places.
the world's randomly generated. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's got different biomes and things like that.
Because Rachel was
Like-
showing
like
me her
Minecraft.
map.
A random seed.
Okay. Rachel was showing me her map, and she's put probably 25, 30 hours into it. And so when you go to the map screen in the menu, like she zoomed out, she goes, here's the amount of the world I've discovered. Here's the amount of the world that's left. And I would say she's discovered like 3 countries in Europe, and the world is the world. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
There's so much that she did sail across an ocean and fight a boss or whatever, like you were talking about. I don't know if it was the first boss or the second boss or whatever, but like, damn, there's a lot more game there for her to discover whatever is there. Like, that's huge.
It's a huge game for sure. I don't even know what all it brings. I know there's portals at some point. When you get to that point, you can use portals to travel.
Is
Fast
GLaDOS in
travel.
it? If GLaDOS is in it, I'll play it.
Probably mod
sure.
it. That's something I was gonna look up is if anybody's modded it yet.
They're working on mods.
They are?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I read about
That'd
that.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, I like texture packs like Minecraft does. Make it look way more gorgeous than it is. Not saying
Somebody
it doesn't
else
look
does the
gorgeous.
work.
It doesn't look gorgeous. Let's move on from that. Troy and I played the Outriders beta a little bit. Demo.
Demo. Yep.
This is People Can Fly's new game, the guys that made Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm. And I think you can see a lot of that DNA
it
in the game.
looks like a Gears. Like, I loaded it up, and you were talking to me when I was like first starting to play it, and you were like, it feels and looks like a Gears game, and there was
Right.
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like a Gears game, but just a little twist on it.
Yeah. So, like, Mass Effect has the same kind of cover shooter style
Yeah.
that Gears of War more or less invented for a console shooter. And I would say Outriders is somewhere in between Gears and Mass Effect. Like, I don't think it plays as well as Gears. Like the going in and out of cover doesn't feel quite as smooth. But the animations are a little bit more sticky than they are in Mass Effect. Like it's a little bit more forgiving than either of those games. Cause like you can get close to a thing and as long as you're near the A button, it'll slide you into it from pretty far out. And similar to Mass Effect, you also have powers you can unlock. So when you first start the game, the premise of the game is you
watch your character die like 4 times.
Yeah, you're one of two in one of 2 sister ships that have flown from Earth 84 light years away, if I remember right. And you've been in cryo sleep. So it's 84 light years away because you've been sleeping for like 80 years. So you get to the planet where you intended to go, but the other ship doesn't show up. So you get there and you are an Outrider, which is like a specialty trained military force that is going to help like colonize the planet. And you are one of the very first people that gets sent down to...
You're like the second team.
Yeah, you're like the second or first team, the first wave of people that goes down. And they wake you up from cryo sleep. They send you down there. And it doesn't really say how many people are on the planet, but let's say like 50. There's not that many. Like there are thousands and thousands of people in cryo sleep, and you have been sent down to do this thing. So some shit goes down, a storm happens, you get electrocuted by lightning.
Yeah.
And then you go back, you start like heading back towards your base, and the people that are in charge, like you're yelling to them, don't bring everybody else down. Like that's the kind of the whole premise is like you're scouting out the area and you're telling them whether or not it's safe.
And it's not safe.
You're telling those motherfuckers it's not safe. And then the guy that's actually in charge of bringing everybody down is like, I'm bringing them down anyway. You can't stop me. My finger's on the button. And like,
Wow.
So he just brings them down.
Yeah.
Like that's,
And then
fuck. It's not safe, you stupid piece of shit. So not only is there like an electrical storm happen, you get struck by lightning, but there's also some sort of black goop that's on the ground. And during the electrical storm, it does not get controlled by gravity anymore.
It gets all floaty.
So like it starts to float in the air and one of your team members eats it and he like fucking collapses and dies.
Why the hell would he eat it?
He didn't mean to. He like walks into it basically because it's like floating.
He's like,
yeah, and he fucking dies. I don't know. I don't know how he ate it, I guess. It's not like moving
I hope
or anything.
nobody in the chat is good at Photoshop.
So he
actually,
dies.
we have DJ
and then-
Travieso in chat.
Oh,
So
What's up, Oscar?
Yeah.
Oh, my sister's there too. Hello, McKenna. So fuck you guys. So you get superpowers because you got struck by lightning. Everybody else that gets struck by lightning doesn't get powers.
they just die.
But they just like explode and die and get blown
So you're
away.
Barry Allen.
You are Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes. So you're going back towards your like little vehicle, I guess, and you like touch the side of the vehicle and you take your hand off and the metal is glowing. So you've got some type of like electrical fucking powers or some shit.
Sounds like my dreams I had when I was a kid.
So
My fucking electric powers and shit.
yeah, it's badass.
Barry Allen.
Badass.
Cool. So from that point, like shit goes to hell. They start calling down all the people and the electrical storm is killing a bunch of the people. And your doctor lady, like you get injured and your doctor lady, you get back to the ship and she puts you in cryo sleep and she's like, in 100 years, or she goes, no, when the doctors come, they're going to save your life. And she fucking smashes the cryo sleep button and you go back to cryo sleep. So pretty cool story to start with, I thought.
I
Like-
just
Like a pretty
couldn't
cool
believe
story.
that my character had died 4 times in the matter of like starting this game.
So that's
I
where
asked you, I was like, how many times do I gotta watch this guy die?
like that demo stops, or it's technically still the demo, but that intro screen stops. and you get woken back up 30 years later, but you don't know it's 30 years later. Like you come out of cryo sleep and like there are buildings that people have built.
Yep.
And it has just gone to hell. Like it has gone from
It looked like so like a grassy plainsy planet that hadn't been inhabited to Wall-E.
Yeah, it's like it's Mass
fucking
Effect
cube trash.
It's Mass Effect Frontier style where you're like, oh, this is also hopeful.
Yeah.
And like there's sun and grass and trees and plants and like it all looks really, really good. And now it's fucking Mad Max. Like this shit has gone awry.
Something's wrong here.
Something is wrong here.
Oh, jeez.
So now it's Mass Effect and Gears and Mad Max. And those are it seems to be like the three that they're drawing
Borderlands.
from. Yeah, Borderlands a little bit, Destiny a little bit, like
Fucking Rage 2.
they're
Definitely got
Rage
some
2 for
Destiny in
sure.
there.
Like because you get powers in Rage 2. Like a lot of that stuff that they're drawing from are things that I really, really enjoy. And so like that story at the beginning was really, really cool. And then waking up out of cryo sleep some 30 years later, I was like, okay, I'm fucking sold. Like wherever this goes from here, I am in. So yeah, Outriders seems really cool. When Troy and I started playing, how many did we do? One mission together?
We did one full mission together.
Okay.
We both had done the mission prior. And we did it again.
Because before you get into play with other people, you've got to get through that whole intro sequence that I just mentioned. So, and that's like,
It's like tutorial, basically.
I would say a good hour and a half.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of like establishing the story and stuff like that.
And it doesn't overstay its welcome, though. I
agree.
felt like the whole time I was like, and once you play through it once, it lets you skip it the next time.
Yeah.
So there is I'm watching this, so I'm gonna enjoy it, and then when I want to try out another character, I can skip this.
For sure.
So that's a
But
plus.
that only applies if you are playing on the same platform. Because I actually played through it on PS5, because on the day that it went live, fucking Xbox Live was down. So I was like, okay, well, I got my PlayStation. I guess I'll just download it on this thing. So I played it when Xbox Live was down on PlayStation. Then it's not cross-save, but there is cross-play according to the devs. And in the start screen where it talks about cross-play, it says cross-play is a beta feature.
Yeah.
And like, I thought, well, why would you only have cross-play in the beta?
Yeah.
When this is technically the demo, it's
Right.
not the beta.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm not really sure if
what does that
it's
mean?
Gonna be there at launch or not.
I would hope so.
I would definitely
Probably.
hope so.
Has to be.
It seems like there's no way. Now, where we are with games, anything multiplayer should be cross-platform.
I agree. It's not cross save like I was saying.
Yeah.
So I did have to play
I don't
through
even
it
need
again
that.
on Xbox. Right.
Like I mean, Call of Duty is. That's all. You pick up your progress where you left off and all that. So
That's awesome. That's super cool. Let's see. What did you think about the mission that we played?
I had fun.
Yeah.
It was more fun when we played together, for sure. Like the first time I played through it, I had fun, but it was like there's something missing. And then having you
Oh, it was
there,
me. I was missing.
My best friend was missing from the game, and that's what fixed it.
Right.
Like it was still fun. It just wasn't like when you played through it, you were playing through it on a PlayStation with the PlayStation controller when I first watched you do it.
Yeah.
And you were struggling because of the controller.
Yeah. I was like, I know this should feel like Gears of War, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So what? Like the buttons, the controls, like none of it felt quite right. And then when I started playing through it on Xbox, I was like, okay, now I see it.
Yeah.
Like now I feel it like in my finger memory, I guess you could say. Like now it feels like Gears of War. It feels like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just not experienced enough with the PlayStation controller to be like
kind of like today, I was playing a Pokemon game on my phone, a ROM, and I was playing with your Razer thing, which
Right.
is Xbox buttons. and I'm used to playing Game Boy buttons.
Ah, right.
So I hit B for A and A for B.
Yeah.
And I was like, back to Xbox mind.
Yeah.
There's Nintendo mind and Xbox mind, and
Yeah.
Just
For sure.
remap it, man.
So there's a lot to play in that demo. Like the whole starting area, I don't even think I've explored yet. So they let you go up to, there's multiple things to level up in the game. There's your world tier, there's your character level, and then you can equip multiple weapons, and it's similar to Destiny or Borderlands. Loot gets dropped as you defeat enemies, and there's also loot boxes.
It all seems random.
And
you had different loot than I did.
Okay. It probably is random to some extent. And I'm to the level now with my character that I have unlocked all three of my... So there's 3 abilities that you can equip at a time.
Yeah.
And as you upgrade or as you level up your character, you unlock more abilities, but you can only ever equip 3. So the first 3 are kind of just okay. But when we were playing through that, Troy, it seemed like if I didn't have these abilities, I wasn't going to survive.
There's
I
no
thought the difficulty ramp up was pretty challenging. Not that the enemies were hard to kill, but they threw a lot at you fairly quickly.
Yeah, you're still learning the controls.
Yeah.
And it's no, here comes 10 of these guys and they're all melee guys.
Yeah.
While the other guys are still shooting at you.
I did run into a certain segment when I was exploring I guess what you could call the open world. So there's the open world where you can explore, and it's not open world, it's a designed level.
Yeah.
But you can explore it kind of at your leisure and then go off of that. And that is I'm going to go off here and I'm going to do a dungeon, basically.
Yeah.
But as I was exploring that world, I'm not sure if the enemies that they drop in that world are random, but they definitely threw 12 or 15 melee guys at me with 0 fucking cover. So I'm just okay, I guess I'll back up and shoot these motherfuckers. So I'm just strafing backwards and unloading clip after clip after clip. And
I found
that was pretty tough.
The auto turret ability is the best ability.
So Troy and I are kind of idiots. I didn't ask him what he chose for the level or for his class, because there's 4 class choices. And
I remembered what you chose before, and I saw that, so I was I'm gonna choose Technomancer because that sounds cool. And then I
also chose Technomancer because I was I want to play all 4 of these, so I guess I'll just start here.
Oops.
Yeah.
So I was oh, it looks like you have the same abilities as me. Are they that similar? Nope.
No, we chose the same fucking class. That's hilarious. So it wasn't I didn't feel like we were hampered in any way by not having chose different classes.
Yeah, no.
That was fine. We could still unload enough ammo to kill the enemies, and
we both had enough damage to get our health back, because that's one of the perks was as you create damage, you get health.
So each of those classes, thank you for bringing that up, Troy. Each of those classes regains health, but you have to play in the certain play style for that class to do that. So the Devastator, which is the class I chose on PS4, or PS5 rather, sorry. The Devastator only regains health when you are close enough to enemies.
Yeah.
To when you kill them and you're close. The Technomancer that Troy and I were playing the second time, if you're mid-range, that means that you will regain health when you kill enemies. You've got to be on the right spot on the battlefield and play it the way you want to play it in order to survive. So I thought that was kind of cool. Instead of really hampering you in other ways, the regenning health, you need to play this class as this class.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good idea.
It makes it feel like you're playing the way they want, but you're playing the way that you want because you picked your class.
Right.
So it's kind of both, we both get our way.
For sure. I don't know if there's really anything else I wanted to bring up. Oh, so the weapons also have like elemental damage.
Yeah.
But you have to reach seemed like you have to either reach a certain character level or a world tier to get that to start appearing.
I hadn't saw that yet.
Yeah, because the weapons that I'm getting now, I'm getting into like the next tier up of weapon.
So you're not rusty weapons?
I do not have like 4 non-rusty weapons. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I think Outriders is a cool game. They've got something like they're making something unique here that's kind of an amalgamation of other games.
Yeah.
But I'm in. Like I pre-ordered it. I texted you. I told you I pre-ordered it. I think it was really smart for them to put out this demo. I think it's weird to call it a demo and not a beta.
Yeah.
But I guess like if they're not going to make any changes, then that's probably what they are trying to indicate. Like, hey, this is the game we're putting out.
Yeah.
So if you like
It's a normal demo. Yeah.
right, if you like it, go ahead and buy it. We're not going to make any changes based on whatever you are playing right now.
Yeah, it should have been called the beta.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it comes out this month,
Think so.
if I remember right.
Sometime soon.
Yeah, it's out soon.
It was supposed to be out at launch. This was a launch.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a launch title, and we missed that window. But they said that they
about as far as we missed our 7 p.m.
Yeah, just that's close. They said that they took the extra time to kind of like tighten up some of the things that were.
It feels polished.
Yeah, it definitely has an amount of polish, except for the cutscenes. So I
didn't have some of the ones you had, but maybe it could be PlayStation.
Well, so I was gonna bring that up. Like on PS5, I think it loaded faster on Xbox. And then on PS5, I had some weird visual glitches during the cutscenes that I didn't have on Xbox.
Yeah.
So there's a character, one in particular that I remember. There's a character that's wearing a trench coat, and he's leading you around the main world.
He's a cowboy.
He's a cowboy. And when he sits down, his trench coat, like, sits down with him in a way where the folds of his trench coat that would normally be near his thighs are like arced over his thigh. Like it's not down, like swaying in the wind like he's wearing a goddamn cape. Like, so that looked real dumb.
The only clipping I saw was on my character model, and it was because I had a beard, and it was the biggest beard you could get.
Right.
So like it like clipped into his armor in a weird way sometimes, but it was still like it's a beard. It's, it goes inside stuff sometimes.
DJ Travieso in the chat wants to know if there's any Switch games he should be checking out, because that is not one of them. Outriders is not a Switch game that you can play, Oscar. I'm sorry.
Hades,
yeah. Hades got a lot of love on Game of the Year. That's on Switch. Think exclusively on Switch, except for PC.
Yes, Switch and PC.
Definitely check that one out. Let's see. Have I been playing anything on my Switch? Oh, we played Jackbox.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Jackbox is fun.
For Rachel's birthday, I guess it's 2 weekends ago now, we played Jackbox. That's a good one to play with your family.
Yeah.
They put out a new Jackbox, Jackbox 7, I think that they're up to. Mm-hmm. And that has a new version of Quiplash.
Yeah.
So I have wanted to try
I need to try that.
Quiplash 3, but I haven't got it yet.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I've never played a Jackbox game.
Oh, man.
Dude.
We got to do it.
What are you doing?
Do a stream on that.
Come on, man.
Always so expensive.
I don't think. I mean, Pokemon.
Who's Oscar?
Is Nexomon on Switch?
Nexomon is on
Play
Switch.
Nexomon.
Nexomon.
Please. That is the Switch game that you should be playing.
He says, "Who's Oscar?" in chat.
DJ Travieso 07. Play Nexomon. Nexomon is phenomenal. Nexomon was
Extinction.
very much in line for Game of the Year. Should have won that motherfucker. I tried to have Nexomon win.
Tried really hard.
Nexomon is phenomenal. Well.
So, real quick, I have a question for you guys.
Hit me.
I think I have a problem.
Okay.
And you guys might need to help me with this problem. Like, I think I have a new addiction. Like, I was already addicted to Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that much is clear.
Yep, it sure is. I new guy at work, Tyler. Shout outs to Tyler. He started talking about Magic the Gathering, and I was like, I've always thought about trying that game, but I can't do it because I know how addicted I'll get to it.
And by addicted, you mean as a collector.
Yes, I am a
fine items.
Yes,
and
collectors of cardboard for children. Shiny cardboard for children.
What else could fine items be?
So, I have a problem. I've only been playing Magic for about 2 weeks now.
Oh God.
This is full.
Oh God.
And
what is that?
this is all cards.
Are those doubles? Those are all doubles, right?
Well, I mean, Tyler and I split a booster box of like, so you know how when you go to the store and you can buy like a couple of cards, packs of cards out of a box.
Okay.
Tyler and I split a whole box.
How much is a box?
$130.
What?
This one here is full too. I think I have a problem.
You do have a problem.
And then not only that, I've been playing
Dude.
it on my phone too in MTG Arena.
What is that?
Magic the Gathering Arena. So it's the card game on your phone.
Okay.
You can play it either on Android or on PC right now.
No iOS.
They're working on it. Or
Yeah, I
not.
haven't played anyway.
The thing is like I bought the battle pass on that. I've been spending money on card packs on that. Trying to
They're digital fucking cards. Okay. Now, in this MTG Arena,
Yes.
are you able to scan any QR codes and load in your actual deck? Can you do that?
No.
That'd be cool, right?
So like,
be really
like
cool.
with Pokemon, I'm used to Pokemon, right? And with that, with the TCGO is what they call it. Every pack of cards has a code card.
'Kay.
And you get a pack of cards digitally as well. So that's not so bad.
All right.
This one, the only way I've gotten a code so far is Tyler bought a pre-release pack. Like a box that had like 5 or 6 packs in it, and it had a code card for MTG Arena.
Okay.
And that's but that gave you 6 packs digitally as well. But that's the only way I've gotten a code card so far.
You're a whale. You guys have made fun of me for years on this fucking podcast about being a whale. You're a fucking
I'm a
whale.
whale. I'm a whale.
Whale.
I'm a whale of collectibles.
Oh, a whaleable, as it were.
Do you have more Magic the Gathering cards than you do Pokemon cards?
That is impossible, Colin.
Is it?
I've actually never seen your Pokemon cards. So
I have a lot.
I believe it.
How many of those have your kids destroyed?
None.
Oh.
So
Keeps them locked up in a
locked
safe.
up
No, they're in my
safe.
they're in my dresser.
in a gun safe.
They're in my dresser. So see, this is actually a Pokemon thing. So I used to buy Pokemon cards in big packs like this, and this is called a Elite Trainer box. This is usually $60. I have
Probably another video game with that you could talk about
This
on the
is
pod.
this is full of Magic cards now. I have one more at home. That like this is full. I can't put any more cards in this, even though like I've almost built the deck that I want to build. Almost. I need a few more cards.
You could get the Cards Against Humanity bigger, blacker box.
I have cards
It's
against
like
man.
this long. Oh, yeah. You should do that.
To put cards in.
Yeah.
Like
that might be your
sweet,
only
you have,
choice.
You have you have Cards Against Humanity.
Like it
And they
might
open
not
it up.
fit in a backpack.
They
like
open-
a duffel bag, maybe, but a backpack.
Smuggling Pokemon cards. in duffel
I
bag.
also figured out by opening over the weekend. I went to Julian's wrestling meet. He did really well, and then while I was waiting for it to start, because I had to drop him off first, and then they had to set up, and then I had to. So I was waiting.
Okay.
Bored.
Yeah.
I'm going to Walmart. I went to Walmart in the town that we bought our Xboxes.
Okay.
Little tiny town.
Yep.
They had packs of cards. I bought 4 packs of cards.
What is it? So, okay, let's back up a little bit. What is it about the cards that gets you? Like, why?
The polls.
Why do you do
it's
this
the polls.
to yourself?
It's like the.
So it's a loot box mechanic.
It's fucking gambling.
Okay, it's a loot box mechanic. All right, I
Yeah.
figured that's what it was.
Yeah.
So
the gotcha.
secondarily to that, what the fuck are you even doing with those cards? Are you going to meets and battling people?
Yeah,
Are you one of
that's
those
the plan.
people
Going
now?
to the fucking
That's the plan.
local
So
library.
I've
Yeah.
found out
Yeah.
that there is a church that's in the town that I live in that Saturdays they play Magic at this church.
That's not.
Wait, Magic at a church?
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't know what
A
church you're
little
going
bit
to, Troy.
blasphemous.
I mean, it's just a card game.
And Pokemon.
They said Lord of the
Just
Rings
Evolution.
was just the Lord of the Rings.
Then you watch it backwards, listen to Dark Side of the Moon, and it fucks you up.
It does?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I think I have a problem. I might someday need an intervention. Like, you're on a video game podcast.
Getting
should
one
I-
on Sunday. I'm contacting your church. Give an intervention for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Troy, we heard you've been practicing the dark arts.
I played a spell called Frostbite. Go away.
It's not even cold anymore. You can't even say that.
I think that's part of the reason I got into
burn
it.
you at the stake.
So the new set is called Kaldheim, kind of like Valheim.
Yeah.
And it's Vikings. It's Norse mythology.
Okay.
So Vikings and frickin' Thor and all of that.
Thor.
freaking Thor.
And,
my
and
favorite.
snow and like snow
Is Snow a
mechanics.
character?
Snow is a mechanic. So like
Okay.
you have you can use snow covered lands for special cards and it works better.
Ah, like an
And-
elemental card.
Kinda.
Okay.
I'm
That's a card I would never use.
pretty. You have to use.
I don't use defensive cards. Get
You
this
gotta-
fucking shit
Yeah,
out of
that's
here.
exactly
Where's
right.
my axe?
It's your land.
Pass
You have
me
to
my
have land.
axe.
It's like energy cards. Land is like energy in Pokemon.
Right. Yes, because I remember what all the Pokemon cards do thoroughly.
Yeah, you're like, you don't even know what to do with Pokemon cards.
No.
Do you still battle with them
You
anymore?
sell them
Like-
on eBay, right? That's
Yeah,
all,
that's
what you
it's a
do.
grind now.
You hold it for 30 years and then you sell it on eBay when it's worth
Pokemon
something.
stocks.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
So the collector in me, as McDonald's has been putting out these Pokemon cards, in Happy Meals, my kids get them.
Okay.
I open the packs with them. They get the good pulls. I'll trade them.
You're a fucking douchebag.
You want this one? You can have this one. This is one of Dad's cards. It's a good card.
Yeah, I want a Snorlax.
Oh my God.
What's your favorite Pokemon? I bet I got a card for that.
Cubone.
Cubone.
I know I got a card for that.
Cubone's a good Pokemon.
At least a couple. So I've traded my my daughter for her regular Pikachu.
Wait, you traded your daughter for her Pikachu?
Yeah, like one of my
Like you
Pokemon cards.
traded. You
I gave
traded your
her-
daughter.
No.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
I gave her.
Trade my daughter. Pokemon.
Pokemon card.
Got it.
Hey, if it's that Charizard that's worth like 10 million, why not?
How much you offering?
Yeah.
Just the Pokemon card? All right, send her away.
I like her too much. But no, I gave her one of my cards, my older Pokemon cards,
Okay.
for the special edition McDonald's Pikachu that has the move Snack.
Okay.
And then,
What do I even say to that?
but my son just the other day, my wife told me that he pulled the holographic Pikachu,
Okay.
and she straight up looked him in the eyes and said, "Don't just give that to your dad. You make him work for it."
When we going fishing, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get
You told
something
me you
from
were
it.
going to take me ice fishing.
Gonna be-
Where's the ice now?
What? Do not take your kid ice fishing right now. It's
I'm not.
like 40 degrees outside.
Not a good time for that at
Not
all.
the time. Not the time or place.
Um.
So maybe later.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
I might actually stream MTG Arena on the Idiot Savant sometime because
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
that's-
That sounds like something that would be okay.
Hard no.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Well, fine. I'll just keep playing it all by my lonesome.
Hard
I don't
no.
care.
Did you want to talk about VR? You want to hold that till next week, Colin?
Either way works for me. I don't care.
I think we got to cover some.
We're kind of time.
We're strapped on time. I haven't eaten dinner. So for the listeners that didn't hear our announcement, so we are splitting the podcast into 2 parts. We probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show.
Oops.
So
By the way,
Crazy Train of Thought is going to just be us bullshitting, talking about games, movies, whatever,
TV shows,
rants. And we are going to split the news segment into a second podcast. So those of you that want to check out the news segment, check out the Game Hype podcast. Game Hype is going to be the name of the news segment.
and if you're watching live,
Yes,
we're
if
going
you're
to take
watching,
a break.
If you're watching live on Twitch, if you're watching our stream, we appreciate it. Thank you for watching. We are going to be right back with our news segment, with the Game Hype segment. Everyone else, check us out next week.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, we're out of here, and stick around on the stream.
That's all, folks.
What the fuck?